Okay, I'm here at 17835 Olive Oak Way in Orlando, Florida, the Buffalo area, Buffalo, Florida. The homeowner's name is Laura Ibanez. So I'm just gonna shoot a video of the damage that we found to the roof and send this over to you guys, just documenting the damage and the condition of the shingles. So I'm here at the property and I'm standing on the left slope right now. If you're facing the house, this is the front right here. So the first thing I'll point out to you guys is just the brittleness of the shingles. So you can just kind of see, like, all over the roof, a ton of granular loss, a lot of dark spots, fiberglass exposed. We'll move to another spot and you can see the same thing, how the roof is brittle, how the asphalt is starting to fall off the roof. Just pointing this out, you can see more exposed fiberglass, more down here, and pretty much all over the roof. You can just see that the roof is really brittle. So just showing the age and condition of the roof. Now I'll kind of show the damage that we found to the roof. So we're here on the front slope. On the front slope, we found about 14 hail impacts. So I just show these hail impacts and then we'll go to the rest of the roof. So here on the front, there's different hail impacts. We found about 14 hail impacts in this test square. So on the front, found about 14 hail impacts in the test square. And then, like I said, with the brittleness, this front slope cannot be repaired. It has to be totally replaced because of the amount of hail impacts and because of the brittleness of the shingle. And now we'll move to the left side of the roof. This side was probably the worst. We found a ton of wind damage and some hail impacts on the left side of the roof. So on this side, I actually put right. Actually, this is wrong. This is the left slope. So on the left slope, we found about 24 or more indications of wind damage, and we found some hail impacts. So I just kind of walk you through the roof just to see, you know, the wind damage. You can see the creasing going across the top of the shingle. If we look underneath there, there's no mat transfer. There's no double creasing. So that's how we know it's legitimate wind damage. And you can see that the nail heads are beginning to rust. Same thing, just kind of all over the roof, you can see. So this is the second story. Same thing, creasing. So on the second story of the left slope, got about 12 wind damage shingles. And then on the first story of the left slope, where we're walking to now, is more wind damage. Found about 14 down here. So we actually have about 26, close to 30 indications of wind damage on this left slope. You can just see that crease going across the top of the shingle. And if you look at these shingles, it's creasing at the top. There's no double creasing, no mat transfer. Same thing, that creasing going across the top. And this is, so we'll just walk this slope. So, ton of wind damage on this left slope. More right there. More there. See that creasing going across. More up here. So, like I said, close to 30 wind damage shingles on this left slope. And then we also found hail. We did a test square right here on the left slope. We also found hail on this left slope. And you can just see these impacts. And we know it's hail because we can see the impact, but it's also the asphalt is still in there. If it was blistering or age damage, it would not be any asphalt in that impact. So that's how we know it's hail, because we can see the impact, and then it's still a piece of asphalt there. Same thing there. Here. So found about, in this test square, about 12 to 13 hail impacts on this left slope, and then we found close to 30 wind damaged shingles all over the roof, and then more up there on the second story. So on this left slope, because of the amount of wind and hail damage, this left slope cannot be repaired. It has to be fully replaced. And then also I'll zoom up, just kind of looking at the brittleness of these shingles. You can see like a lot of granular loss, exposed fiberglass. So we know we cannot repair this left slope because of the amount of damage, weather damage, and then the brittleness of the roof. So this left slope is not repairable. It has to be fully replaced. Also, the front slope is riddled with hail. And now we will move to this is actually the left again. We'll actually move to the right side. So on the right side, I didn't find too much hail, but I did find wind damage on the right side. And again, you can just see the brittleness of the shingle because the exposed fiberglass, granular loss. See the crease on this right slope. Found about, I want to say about 13 to 14 wind damaged shingles. You see the same thing, the crease going across the top, no double creasing, no mat transfer, rusted nail heads underneath there. Same thing there, more crease shingles there. Rusted nails there, more creases all over here. Crease there going across the top of the shingle. So on this right slope, there's a ton of wind damage, about 13 to 14 crease shingles, which we have marked here. And then the same thing, the brittleness on this side of the roof, granular loss. So this right slope has a ton of wind damage and it's very brittle, so it cannot be repaired. I did not find hail on the right or on the back. I found about 11 crease shingles back here on the back. Same thing. Crease. Creasing going there, across the top of there. Same thing there. More there. More over here. More here. Creasing. More there. So on the back we have about 11 crease shingles back here. On the front slope of the back, I didn't really too much find any damage back there. So this back slope, due to the brittleness of the shingle, same thing. You can see the granular loss and the amount of damage to the back slope. So this back slope cannot be repaired. It has to be fully replaced. So just going to get a quick overview. So this is the left side of the roof. Ton of wind damage. And we did a test square down there. We found hail. This is the back. Ton of wind damage here. This is the right slope. Ton of wind damage there. And then on the front, I did not find any wind damage on the front, but I did find hail impacts. And you can see how brittle it is. So pretty much all these slopes has been impacted by either wind or hail. And because of the brittleness of this roof has to be fully replaced. You cannot repair this roof because it's too brittle. And when you try to do repairs on the shingles, you're gonna have to lift those surrounding shingles, and it's gonna cause further damage to this roof. Again, this is 17835 Olive Oak Way. The homeowner's name is Laura Ibanez. And I'll send this video over to you guys to Allstate so you can just see the amount of damage of this roof. And again, due to the amount of damage and the brittleness of this roof, it cannot be repaired. This roof has to be fully replaced. Thank you.